Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the new moon in Cancer. This is occurring on July 20th, 2020, 1:33 p.m. Eastern, but times are going to vary, depending on your location. My name is vickieverlie. I'm the rock and roll prophetess. I'm not just a moniker, I'm a musician, lifelong musician, and I get my guides communicate through music with me very often. I get messages through songs and music, so hence the name. So I want to just do a quick announcement real before we start. If you don't understand astrology at all and you're looking at this thinking, oh my gosh, this is way too much, I'm not going to understand it, hang in there because it definitely is a psychic reading. I get downloads, I get messages all the way through it. And it just takes me a while to get rolling. And once I get rolling, a lot of stuff comes through. So hang in there. It's going to get more and more psychic as we go along. By the same token, if you are a very anal astrologer and everything's by the book and this is what this means and you don't want to color outside the lines at all, then possibly this is not the forecast for you. Anyways, let's get rolling with this. So yeah, it's at 28 Cancer. Only, well, 28, not quite 29. It's getting there. 29 is always a critical degree, but 28 is right up there too. The other thing about this new moon, I keep wanting to call it an eclipse because it's definitely, we've been in this eclipse cycle of the Cancer Capricorn eclipses for a while here. And this is going back to January 10th. We had the lunar eclipse at 20 degrees of Cancer. And we also had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction at 22 degrees of Capricorn on the other end of this Capricorn-Cancer opposition thing here. So this, think back to what was going on there back in January, because it could have some tie-ins, not only as far as the world at large, but in your personal life. What was going on with you back there in January? It could have some, some connections, some tie-ins too back at that time frame. Okay, so it is, it's the sun and moon's conjunct, that's the new moon, and it is opposing all this Capricorn stuff here, and Saturn is moved back into Capricorn. So we've got Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Pallas, which is an asteroid, but still, look at this. Got everything in opposition, everything in opposition. Traditionally, the Capricorn energy is the patriarchy, the male energy. And the Cancer energy is the feminine, the divine feminine, the female energy of traditional roles. So this is the mother, the nurturing, the feeder. This is the earner, the being a success out in the world, being in control, the boss. This is the boss, and this is the subservient one. If you just go with these traditional roles. But that, in our modern day society, we don't want to hear that a lot. I'm not subservient to anybody. Nobody's the boss. You're not the boss of me, right? We don't want to hear that stuff. So, but there's always a positive attribute to this Cancerian energy. And it is, I've been talking about this for a while. It rules the womb and the gut and the sacral chakra. And that's another area. We all know we have our mind and we know we have our heart. But, there's been that expression for years about trusting your gut. And I actually do put my hand on my stomach a lot of times if I'm trying to figure something out. Especially if I'm trying to figure out something to eat. I don't want something that I'm trying to eat healthy. I want to ask my stomach and my body, is this what you want to eat? Yes or no? Like that. But so there's that. There's this trusting your gut, going with your gut instinct. It's the womb, it's the mother, it's the nurturing aspect. So there's that too, of nurturing not only others and being kind, but being kind to ourselves, nurturing ourselves. On the downside, every sign and every planet has a positive and a negative. It's not good or bad, it's just how it is expressed, okay? And one of the negative expressions of the Cancerian energy, it's very moody, it's very changeable. It's ruled by the moon. And the moon changes, is the most changeable luminary in the whole thing here. It changes every couple days. So it can be moody, it can be cranky, it can be like that. So we want to kick things off. We want to always try to, knowledge is power. So we always want to try to reach for that positive expression, right? And so again, positive is loving, nurturing, mothering, caring. being caring for others, and especially yourself. You know, some of this stuff, some of the lower degree stuff here, it's squaring off with this Aries stuff, and we're going to go take a look at that in a minute. And Aries is very warlike. Capricorn in a negative way. And the negative side of Capricorn is it's power hungry and controlling, cold, unemotional. So the Cancer energy is not warlike necessarily. You know, they like to just stay home. They like to just stay home and cook and be with family and stuff. That's very much the Cancerian energy. Very family oriented. Very much associated with food. You know, Cancers are foodies a lot of times. And, you know, this is making, feathering your nest, making a nice home, a nice place to be at home with. And then we're supposing all this stuff. So there's a lot of opposition in the world. I mean, you don't have to tune into my astrology report to know that, right? Hello. I mean, there's a lot of opposition in this world right now. And this is a portal or a doorway or initiation, a powerful time to go in a different direction and maybe not engage in a lot of this stuff up here, you know. We do have, okay, I want to look at this because there's Lilith, Lilith, Chiron, and Mars are all together now. All together now, all together now, all together now. That's what I just heard. But Chiron is the self-wounding, it's the self-pity, it's the self-sabotage, it's the victim mentality. But it uncovers the wounds. It's the key. It looks like a key, and it can be. The key, let my love open the door, I'm hearing now. There's a line in there, something about the key to your heart. Only one thing's going to set me free. Let my love open the door. Yeah, that's a good one. Let my love open the door to your heart. But it's the key to finding out what's holding you back. It's the key to finding out what we're suffering over, what obstacles we've put in our place. I mean, it really is a key to a lot of things. But Chiron in itself isn't, even though it's in Aries now, it's a little bit more, you know, coming out and talking about it. It's usually stuff that we're not even aware of, or it's stuff that's been going on forever and ever in our own lives, not only in this life, but in past lives, and not only in your life, but sometimes it can be tied into family, you know, these family patterns and stuff. So it's a deep energy, and it's very much the deep wound. So it's in the sign of Aries, which Mars is the ruler of, and Mars is there, and Lilith are there. Now, Mars and Lilith both are not going to sit around and be the victim. They'll fight you. You know, they'll fight you. They'll call you out on your bullshit. You know, they're going to call you right out on it. They're going to take you to task. They're going to say, hey, this sucks. I'm not putting up with it anymore. And that's what's a lot of what's going on in our society. You know, the systemic racism. You know, we're like, no, we're not going to just shut up and not talk about it anymore. You know, or even, you know, the indigenous Native American people, you know, they finally changed the damn Chief Wahoo, and people are freaking out about Chief Wahoo. That's, if you're not familiar, it's Cleveland Indians baseball dude, moniker, logo guy, you know, and they're just like, well, so many people love him, so many people love him. Listen, some people don't love it, and they've been trying to tell you for a really long time that we don't love that. It's insulting, it's racist, we don't love it. And they're like, oh, snowflake, this or that, blah, 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 shut the hell up. We like it, so too bad for you, you know? Well, that's not flying anymore. That's not flying about anything, like, you know, the Confederate flags, that's not flying with, you know, Black Lives Matters, that's not flying anymore, and it's not gonna. So just, you know, give it up. I mean, even if you don't believe it, even if you think it's that they're being overly sensitive or it's nothing to be upset about, it's you're not gonna, just let it go, you know. Does that really matter? And all this kind of stuff, especially like the statues and stuff like that. I mean, I don't have an opinion one way or another. Yeah, I had a thought about those statues though. Come to think of it, you know, they do have a whole, because some of them are, you know, nice works of art. And that's an opinion that a lot of people are voicing. Well, they're destroying beautiful works of art. Yeah, and I'll agree. Some of them are nice works of art. What if we just had a museum? We have a Holocaust, there's a Holocaust museum. Why don't we just put them all in a museum? You know? Or maybe we're not ready for that yet, but just put them somewhere and eventually put them in a museum. There's a Holocaust museum. You know, so we have museums for things that are considered socially unacceptable in the modern day. You know, and that, I know that's just, the Holocaust was a lot more than socially unacceptable, definitely, but I mean, maybe maybe that's a solution. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's some kind of a solution that we could all come to. You know, we could all, you know, then you're not destroying the art. I mean, I don't know. That's just, please don't start a fight in the comments, because really I don't care either way. But I'm just tired of hearing about people arguing about these statues, and like I said last time too, it's also indicative of, you know, you go back to when they overthrew the matriarchy, they destroyed all the goddess statues, and then you go to, you know, the burning of the library at Alexandria. When a new society is emerging, they always go back and destroy the old, and that is Pluto. Pluto, it will destroy, you know, definitely Pluto does some destroying, you know. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Most of this, I less and less I have strong opinions about any of it, you know. And that's, you know, go back to the Cancer thing here. I just want to make my life better, and the people I love's life better. And I want to be cool to other people and stuff like that, you know. I'm not really angry about whatever, anything. I'm trying, you know, I'm really getting more and more like, well, is this really affecting my life in any way? Are them taking down those statues in the South affecting my life in any way? No, it's definitely not. And then the whole, I don't know about you, but everybody's fighting about the masks. Should we wear them? Shouldn't we wear them? Oh, it's this, oh, it's that. You know, I'm just staying out of it all. I'm just trying to take care of me and mine and make my life better and my home environment better and nurture myself and the people I love. Because that's all really you can do. You think all this yelling and screaming about whatever you're angry about, all this anger, you think that you're changing anybody's mind? You're not. You're not changing anybody's mind. You're just getting them to, you're just firing them more for more, fighting back. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, and less I want to even sign on to social media and see what's going on, because I don't want to hear it. I just really don't. It's disrupting my peace. And I've been doing this channeling, and the guides are saying the peace is, you know, finding your own peace in your own space is the most important thing. Elevating your own vibration. Changing it, trying to change anybody's mind, you're not just not going to do it. You know, it's just it's totally a waste of energy. You have no control over them, and that's where the control. That's all this. You know, this Capricorn and Saturn and Pluto. They want to be powerful. They want to be in control. You're not controlling shit. All right, you're just not. I'm sorry. That's just to be blunt. You're just not. Okay. The only thing you can control is you. And your little world that you are in here, and your own space, and your own, you know, yourself. That's the only thing you can control. People are going to do what they're going to do. When you engage in this angry fighting and everything, you're just adding to the chaos. You're not making a change in the world. You're only adding to the chaos. We're going through a metamorphosis. That's clearly what the guides are talking about. I meant to bring my notebook in here and read you a little bit of it. I may do a separate video and read a little bit of excerpts about... There's one posted I wrote about, but it was more like them telling me about these changes that were coming. But, you know, time and time again, if I don't ask questions and I just say, do you have a message? All they say is, just keep elevating your energy. Just keep, you know, trying to make things better in your own little world. Keep... you know, whatever's going on. And they cite, you know, like the animals and stuff around. Like the birds aren't freaking out because of whatever. You know, they're not pissed. They just go about their business. The fish don't, because I'm usually by the water when I'm doing the channeling, and they're just like, look at these birds, look at these fish. They're not bothered by what the other fish are doing or whatever, you know. They're just doing their thing. They're singing their happy song. They're swimming in their flow. They're in their water and they're swimming along. And, you know, this is water energy. This is our own emotions. Cancerian energy is probably the most emotional, you know, of the zodiac energy. Pisces are pretty emotional too. But Cancers too, and they're emotional, and their moods change with the tides and with the phases of the moon. It's always changing, you know. So trying to kind of find that place of peace, that's the best. What gives you peace? What gives you comfort? What makes you feel better? What makes you feel nurtured, taken care of? Not what they're doing and those assholes out there. Wah, 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 you know, knock it off. Come on. If you're really interested in ascending, you know, it's convincing somebody on Facebook that they're wrong isn't going to help anything. Okay, it's just not. Yeah, I'm going through anybody with an agenda, even if I agree with their opinion, anybody who's constantly pushing their agenda, I'm just unfollowing. I mean, there's only practically nobody left, because that seems to be what everybody's doing. They're pushing their agenda, you know. Stop trying to shove your shit in my face, all right? Chill out. I don't, you know, let me see pictures of your garden and your kids and your grandkids, and you know, hear your news about good things that are happening or whatever, you know. You know, quit, and I've said this before too, and anything that you're bitching about, you're only amplifying the energy of it. Doesn't matter which side of whatever fence you're on here. You know, if you're bitching about a specific politician and you're constantly saying their name and you're constantly posting pictures of them, you're only amplifying their energy. The universe doesn't know yay or nay. You know, they just, you know, that's back to like the Abraham Hicks stuff, you know, it's just law of attraction. So if you're constantly saying, you know, this, if you're constantly bitching about what you don't want, the universe is, you know, you're only amplifying it. So you want to amplify what you do want. And I think everybody wants to be peaceful and happy and have a nice family, you know. Nobody wants what's going on now. I don't think anybody wants it. But we're always pointing outward. Well, it's their fault. It's those assholes. It's their wrong. If only they would admit they were wrong, then everything would be bullshit. I mean, we're just so off the base with this. We're so off the base. And I'm guilty of it too. I get pissed. I get pissed at people. I get aggravated with people. Believe me, I get aggravated with people. I got Scorpio rising. I can get all kinds of ways of pissed at people. You know, bring that Scorpio out. You know, look out. But you know, I'm really working on it, and it all starts at home. You know, and the more you work on it, the more you catch yourself, and the more you know bring it back to this home base. That's what this is. This home base. You know, it all starts at home, and then the more peaceful you can be, and the more you can kind of you know, see the bigger picture, see the forest for the trees. Pull yourself out of the swirling energy of everybody constantly arguing. And it's just like a cesspool. When you pull yourself kind of out of it a little bit here, it's just like, wow, that's, you know, I don't want to be involved in that anymore. You know, but one other thing the guides are saying is, you know, yeah, action and whatever, but really, we're here en masse. All of us light workers, all of us spiritual people, we're here en masse in order to elevate the vibration of the planet, in order to make this, we're almost like the doula. As the planet's giving birth to a new earth, we're like the doula saying, okay, let's breathe, let's like kind of keeping everything calm and trying to keep everything, you know, make this transition easier. Ultimately, no matter, I mean, there's countless ways you could do it. Maybe by, you know, maybe there are action-oriented ways that you can do it. But by bitching at people on social media and this constant fighting, and it's not just social media, it's the rioting. I mean, I know rioting may be necessary. I'm not saying yes or no on that one either. I'm not going to open that can of worms. But, you know, by this constant anger the anger's not helping anything, okay? The anger and the pointing with the fingers and everything, that's not help. That's not nurturing. That's not loving. That's, I want you to say you're wrong and I'm right and I'm the one who's right and you're wrong and I'm more powerful than you and I want to have power over you. And, you know, that's not helping. It's just not helping. I mean, I'm sitting here saying that they're assholes, basically, right? I'm sitting here saying that. And, you know, all I can do is bring it back to me. That's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I'm being told. That's what I'm being shown. Is all I can do is bring it back to me. All I can do is try to create more peace. All I can do is try to elevate my consciousness. All I can do is, you know, stick to my soul mission here. And my soul mission doesn't involve that, you know. And I've got into it. I got sucked into it lots of times. And you know what I'll do now, sometimes I will state an opinion if it's just totally absurd and I just can't hold myself back and I have to state an opinion. And of course they're going to come right back, you know, with, they're going to try to start, you know, counter fight with you. And then I just won't say, I won't say another word. They can try to poke me with a stick all they want. And I calmly stated my opinion. And that's all I have to say about it. You're not going to goad me into an argument. You're not going to goad me into a fight. I'm just not going to do it, okay? And that's what this is about. Nurturing yourself. If somebody's, you know, attacking, you know, you could calmly make a statement like, well, I believe something different. You know, that's it, you know. But it's like the Cancers have their shell, and they also are kind of like they hold their loved ones close. You know, they kind of, their home, their family. This is the time for that. This is the time for home and family. This is a time for self-nurturing. This is a time for self-care. And, you know, by being in this outward hornet's nest is what it really feels like, right? By interacting and going into this hornet's nest or arguing with somebody about stuff, about anything, you know. Even road rage, you could look at it that way, you know. People... Does road rage really help you? Riding somebody's ass in their car and screaming and yelling at them? Is that helping you get to their destination any quicker? Is that going to make that person in front of you bend to your will? You know, this is what we want this energy, the other part of it is we want everybody to bend to our will and see things our way. And maybe that, you know, they're just not going to. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Excuse me. But it's all outward and inward, the feminine. Cancer is the mother, it's the moon, it's the feminine. It's going inward. It's taking care of your own business, taking care of your own stuff, you know, taking care of matters at home. I'll be going out telling them how they're wrong. You know, take care of your own backyard here. I'm getting like a frog caught in my throat here, so I think it might be time to stop. Okay. Love yourself, nurture yourself, be kind to others, help the planet ascend. Just, it's working on your own vibe, your own energy. That's what it's all about. Okay, I'm starting to choke. I gotta get a cough drop or something here. So, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Remember, you're Love and Beauty Incarnate. Don't have any specials going on right now, but I do have the regular readings and stuff. If you want to check any of that out, look on my website, and all the links are below. So please don't email me asking about how to get a reading or whatever, because if you just look in the Show More section under this video, every single thing is listed, okay? Alright, everybody. Have a great one. Have a great new moon. Let's manifest some love vibes, okay? Alright, thanks for tuning in.